Hi there, and welcome to another episode of the FM Tactics series. Yes, on this show, I take a look at your tactics, apply them to Gloucester City, and together we hope to elevate Gloucester City to the exalted status of Premier League champions. And this season, I'm very happy. We are certainly doing a good show of it. We started the season pretty well. We have lost a few games. We lost to West Ham. We only lost once this entire season in the league. But we also got knocked out by Bristol City in the FA Cup. And we got knocked out in the... we lost the first leg of the League Cup semi-final to West Ham, but we came back to smash them 4-1. And we just used one of my other tactics as well. And we did okay. I've been using my own tactics for some of the matches, but for some of these interesting matches, I've been using your tactics. So I've saved the best for towards the last. And we've got Chelsea now in the Champions League. And I received a tactic from some of the Patreons as well. And this is from Beyond Riedel. Riedel, I think that's how you pronounce your name. I'm sorry if I get it wrong. And he sent in two tactics with really detailed information on how to play them. The first tactic is, of course, they're both like Ajax 4-3-3. He calls it Ajax 4-3-3. Now, I know Ajax is pretty famous for their 4-3-3 systems, and I'm looking at this, and I don't think it's a direct replication, but he wants to play the system with a strikerless system, basically. He encourages me to use shadow strikers basically in the final third with opposite foot. So that makes sense because you want them to get in and try and score a goal with the opposite foot. And central midfielders definitely have to be extremely hardworking, and the full wing backs, well, they're supposed to add width and get up and down and try and score goals. It's got two versions of the same tactic. One is the attacking version, and the other one is possession based. So against our friends Chelsea, we'll probably need to think a bit more about possession. Unfortunately for us, we have lost Julian Germano from suspension. He is definitely one of the most important players in this club. I'm so excited that we signed him. 11 assists and 13 goals as a playmaker. Now that's absolutely a phenomenal return. Zé Gomez this season, not as fantastic because we haven't really been playing the tactic that suits him. I've really been playing lots of systems. Mafio continues to amaze with 14 assists from 46 games, because whenever we have all these tactics, I try to make sure that Mafio gets a chance to provide assists. So on this show, what we do is we take a tactic and then we use them with Gloucester City, maybe make a couple of changes if I need to. But generally, I try the tactics out. And if I find something that doesn't fit, right, I will immediately go, okay, hang on a minute, maybe we should try something different. Now, strikerless systems depend on space. So here, we got play our defense with ball, use offside trap, higher tempo. These both tactics seem to be high pressure tactics, right? This is a normal, plays normal, and the other one plays as well. It's a pushed up higher line. So both of them, they want to compress a lot of the space. But that's one way of playing strikerless systems. Strikerless systems don't work if teams are going to sit back and they don't give you space. So we definitely will need to be cognizant of that throughout the game. The first leg of the quarterfinals of the Champions League is going to be really, really important. And we are the defending champions, but I have to admit, our run in the Champions League has not been anywhere as prolific as last season. Okay, we actually managed to escape our first knockout leg against Benfica of all teams. They made it so hard for us to get through. I mean, this is Hull. Even Hull gave us a hard time. Okay, against Benfica, we actually won on penalty shootout, because at home and away it's a goalless draw. I could not break Benfica down. They played a narrow 4-2-3-1. I used one of my other systems, which is it's a different system. I was so confident that I could beat them at home, right? So I thought, oh yeah, we'll try something different while we're away from home. And I went out with this system. We had some really good chances, but we still couldn't beat them. This is one of my 3-4-3 formations that I created. And it's got a diamond defense. and it's got three wide midfielders and a very narrow attack. But we couldn't break Benfica down. They were so solid defending, and my problem in this game was my lack of width, because both these guys, they're not going to bomb forward early. And then in the return leg, they came with a really defensive 4-2-3-1. I mean, I've never seen this version of 4-2-3-1. I went out with my, the system that has been working for me all season, 4-3-1-2, and I couldn't crack them open. And we tried and we tried and we tried. And because of all the bookings we suffered, I was like, this is one game I almost smashed the monitor, because I don't like not winning with a 4-3-1-2. So it's going to be interesting what happens in the Champions League quarterfinal. So this is our tactic. We have a strikerless system in front of us. We've got a possession-based one and an attacking-based one. So I'm going to run through the PIs and TIs really quickly. So we've got a back line, right? So he's got no PIs and TIs on them except for the goalkeeper. Distribute quickly and to the fullbacks. And then in midfield, every one of them is closed down more, and all of them have closed down more. Only the central one has got all of them have got tackle harder except for the central one. So the only person who doesn't tackle harder is So we have a possession-based strikerless system and an attacking-based strikerless system, according to our So we have a possession-based strikerless system as well as an attacking-based strikerless system, and this comes from our friend here, and he has put in a tactic. And the thing of concern to me is the fact that you've got a midfield, three of them, all of them are closing down more, and the two outer ones are tackling hard, which is okay. But the concern I have is they're all closing down the same way, right? So we're gonna watch this tactic play itself out, and then after I'll make changes. And if we get kicked out, we get kicked out of Europe. Roll from position for the two outer ones and a close down more in the middle. So we got more basic PIs for the back, and then we got a goalkeepers distributing the fullbacks. Play our defense, we'll ball into box, whip crosses, push higher up, use offside trap, roam, higher tempo, and prevent short goalkeeper distribution. This is the big no-no here. Push higher up. Okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to play for a short while. You probably push higher up is definitely not something I would put in. Why? Okay, the tactic has no depth to begin with. So if you're playing push higher up, what's going to happen is your team is gonna drop back, but it's not when you do a push higher up, your defensive line is actually quite high. So when your defensive line is actually quite high, you're making your side really compact, and now you're making it even more compact, and on top of that, you're fluid. So I'm expecting chips. I'm expecting them to get past the defensive line with chips. I'm just joking, but I think they'll get past the defensive line quite easily. So we'll just watch how they do in the first couple of minutes, and then we'll make a decision accordingly. So all the players like, oh no, Gomez shouldn't be playing. So we'll Greek, Karim Imaja for Ryan Hardy, and then Webster for Gomez. Gomez is a bit on the slow side. So we got all the players sorted, tactics sorted. Let's look at it from a comprehensive and start the match. And here we go. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the balls to go over the top. Now, we can also see this from the with and without ball screens. You see a very compact side with and without ball screens. Notice how compact you are when you're attacking. This is how compact you are at the moment. So if you were to lose the ball here, the ball goes over the top, as your shape dictating it as well. So I don't like to be too compact. I mean, the strength of the strikerless system is that it's compact. However, there's a strong possibility that when you're defending, it's gonna be easy for them to get the ball over the top. So let's just watch. Oh, no highlights yet, thank God for that. I really hope I'm wrong. And we got the three central midfielders on close down more. Now notice this, they're gonna come. Look at how compact it is. It's a very simple pass for Gatti to make to get it over the top. Right, and even for the central defender, it's a very easy pass. So the defensive line, they're going to drop back, but they won't drop back very far. So there you go. Come back in again. Now you just watch this, okay? This is how easy it is for you to get. Oh my goodness, look at them go. Thank God for Colado. Lopez to Pipioli. Pipioli to Olmedo, to Colado, out to Zé Gomez. Zé Gomez is on his own. Loses the ball. Every time we lose the ball, I'm in a fit. Musonda to Lopez. A ball played over the top. Gusen shoots. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're changing the defensive line immediately. Okay, the second thing, I'm changing it to a DLP on defense. Doesn't have all those. That's good. So what we can do here, I'm going to tell these guys to close out much more. Play like ball-winning midfielders instead. Close out much more. In fact, I'm going to add mark tighter to both of them. And Hardjack will be told to tackle harder. Close down more. Mafia will be told to tackle harder and close down more. And there are more changes in store if I see something else happen. Okay, there's something else that I noticed as well. I don't see a build-up of play from my defense into midfield to attack, which makes me strongly suspicious that my wing-backs are losing the ball. So if they are losing the ball, it's got to do with the fact that they're trying to pass the ball, like with through passes or mixed passes, and I might even make the passes short. Zé Gomez shoots, forces the keeper into a save. Corner to be taken by Pipoli. Pipoli puts in the box. Colado, it gets cleared. Mafio comes away. Well, it takes its time actually. Out to Moore. Moore to Olmedo. Olmedo to Lopez. Lopez to Colado to Zé Gomez to Pipoli. Pipoli back to Moore. Moore out wide to Mafio. He couldn't get control of the ball to deliver the cross. We have another corner. Mafio, Pipoli, Colado shoots. Oh, and it's a goal from a corner kick. Zé Gomez has put pressure on the defenders and Kurt Zuma put it into the back of the net. So we have taken the lead against Chelsea. I love my short corner routines. Yes, so much pressure on the keeper. Okay, so alright, not bad. Hardjack to Moore. Hardjack back to Lopez. Lopez now to Hardjack. Hardjack to Olmedo shoots. Okay, the boys are getting into the half now. I see a sequence of events that makes me actually happy. Olmedo to Colado. Back to Mafio. Out wide to Pipioli. Pipioli comes around, crosses it. Oh, Lopez was just short. That's another good opportunity. Cross. Hardjack read that early. That's good. Now we've got Guedes coming in for a cross, but the shot is blocked. So we're hoping that we don't give them enough time to do those crosses. Musonda, Colado wins the ball. Borthwick Jackson has a choice. Looks up. The central defender is going, dear Lord, why do I have to do this? Okay. Yeah, why do you have to do this? Because you're not the person I was hoping the ball went to. Okay. Gatti. Mafio does well. Colado, Mafio, you've done well. Never mind. Okay, foul Gatti by holding on to his shirt. Whatever you do, not allow them to turn inside and cross. Musonda to Guedes to Lopez. Bajek again. Brilliant defending from the wingbacks. What else can I do? There's things that I can do with this tactic. One, I can turn the fullback onto support, and tell Olmedo to start attacking. Or tell Moore to attack and then have a central attack as well. There are so many options in Strikerless. You can play them in a lot of configurations. Moore gets to it. Gets it to Hardjack. To Olmedo. To Colado. finds Zé Gomez, but he's offside. Long boot out. Hajek again. Lopez can't win the ball. Gatti, Guedes has pulled his hamstring. It's a lot of work to be. Lots of injuries in this game. Guedes injured. Please be injured. I'm hoping for a few more injuries to Chelsea. 42 minutes with holding on to the lead, and I'm pretty happy with our possession numbers now. Okay, what else can I do? Okay, there's one other thing that I can do. Instead of asking those two boys to roam. Oh no, I'm not supposed to do this. Okay, don't roam. Just play as a shadow striker, but do be annoying as well. So we've told our shadow strikers to just be shadow strikers and put a lot more pressure on the back. Hopefully they can put a lot more pressure at the back. Lopez to Zé Gomez. Got Borthwick Jackson to Olmedo. Ooh, that was we almost gave that away from the back. Corner, Pipoli plays it all the way out to Olmedo. Olmedo plays it all the way back to Hajek. And Webster looks up, and it's a second goal. I don't believe it. I've never seen a corner routine in my entire life. That corner routine, I don't know where it came from. Look. This is a crazy corner routine. All right. Scored our second goal. And we're controlling the game. That's what I like to see. What can we do? I'm not too keen on bringing Karim Mamija up, but possible. All right, we're going to make a substitution. We're going to bring Karim Mamija on for František Hajek because he's already picked up one yellow card. And now we're going to make another change. We're going to take off Zé Gomez and bring on Alexandre Lacazette. And the last thing is I want to close out the match, and we're going to go retain possession. So it's still an attacking tactic in a sense because you can get a bit more from your tactic. But no, we did score 2 goals from set pieces, but I never felt threatened throughout the game. I did feel a bit threatened at the start though. Mafio clearing that to Zuma. Pipoli now picks it up. This is going to be a... If I want Lacazette with the ball, can you do something? Collado, there's not much time left. But we should be able to hold on to the ball now and see out the rest of the game. Olmedo to Pipioli. Pipoli holds the ball up, plays it back to Olmedo, loses the ball to Diogo. Lafont kicks it up. And Lucci, there's not much time. We did enough. And Gloucester City have beaten Chelsea 2-0 at home. We made a few tactical changes to the tactic, and I'll run through them very quickly. Essentially, as far as this tactic is concerned, the tactic is okay. Both, I think the attacking version and the possession version, they are almost about the same to me because of your PIs and TIs and all. They're not very different. But the one I would recommend, I mean, this is what I did. This is my version of the tactic. So I'll play him on defend duty. Then what I'll do with this guy is I'll remove the tackle. I mean, you could leave the tackle harder if they had the ability to. I mean, I would definitely choose that. But what I do here is I close down much more. Like make him play like a ball-winning midfielder on the flanks, right? Make them both play like ball-winning midfielders on the flanks. Let them run around like crazy. But then leave this guy to just play as a deep-lying playmaker on defense. So he's got default settings, so he doesn't like go closing down like a mad fella. So you got this guy, these two guys providing you the security that you want over here. Because the other option, of course, is to choose the ball-winning midfielder. However, the ball-winning midfielder on support has got tackle harder. So if you want to, there's not much difference between the two roles. But I would think that it's not a bad role to take because the ball-winning midfielders are closing down radius is also larger if you have the right players. If I had the right players, I'll probably stick both ball-winning midfielders here. And here at the back, I actually told these guys to close down a bit more because I have two strong central defenders. They probably can they can probably do a fairly good job at the back. But what I did was I asked him to close down a bit more and tackle harder. That way we put more pressure on their wingers, because their wingers were getting a lot of purchase on the flanks very early in the game, and we changed that around. And then up front, you had roam from positions. I mean, to me, to be fair, I didn't want roam from positions in my players because I'm not too sure how much that was going to help with the shout roam from positions active already. So we have this roam from positions shout here active, so I removed that because it seemed like overkill at the moment. So I left it on because I think my boys are still pretty good at how they play the game, and as you could see, didn't really affect us very much. Now, the biggest change I did to this tactic was the shouts. I actually removed the offside trap and I went normal. Oh, sorry, I went slightly deeper. This is to encourage us not to be as super squished as we were earlier, because the moment I saw one transition was the ball was played to the back right into Goose's line, and it was to me, it was almost like a chip, and it necessitated me changing my defensive line immediately. I knew that was going to be a problem and I expected it to happen, so I was waiting for the first highlight to show me that, and it did, and I had to change immediately. There's no question in my mind that we would have conceded a goal eventually had I not let that happen. So if anybody is wondering why I didn't carry on playing that way, I know a goal is definitely coming from that. So it's too risky. So I removed the push higher up, and I also removed the offside trap because we're already so squished. Offside trap is going to encourage your defensive line to move higher, right? To catch teams off the break. So I'm trying to avoid making your tactic as compressed as possible. So I'm removing the offside trap. So I'm not going to play with it in this system. I generally don't play offside traps with strikerless systems. And other than that, it was pretty interesting, and we managed to actually use your variation here, because it's almost the same. I would have probably not used passing. I didn't want to use pass into space. I didn't want to go for goals in this tactic. I think that you can use both systems equally as effective in teams if they give you that space. And honestly, I didn't think my players were good enough to do that, so I didn't go for pass into space. I don't think we would have exploded behind Chelsea's defensive line, because Chelsea's players are also very fast. So I was thinking to myself, not worth it. Let's just roll from positions. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the FM Tactics show. On today's show, we looked at a strikerless system from Riedel, and I hope that you guys get some ideas, and I hope you get some ideas yourself, Riedel, or beyond Riedel. I hope I pronounced your name right. If I didn't, please let me know. Well, there are plenty of other shows you can watch in this channel, and I want to thank all of you for watching this show. Please, let me know if there's something else that you want me to cover, and if you do, drop me a note on Twitter at Bustthenet or addicted2fm.com, my website. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody for taking the time out to watch the show. I hope to catch up with you again soon. And to my patrons, thank you for supporting the show. I'll catch up with you soon. Bye-bye.